Well, this is my canoe on top of my trailer, and you can see why I have a trailer and not a roof rack. Now, this is a voiceover that I'm doing well after the fact. I left my GoPro on powered mic setting and plugged my Rode lavalier mic in and didn't record anything. So I spent the afternoon in the video talking away to no avail. So I have a convertible. The temperature at the moment when I recorded this is 35 degrees Celsius. I needed a trailer last year to move a whole ton of stuff around, so I ended up saving up and buying one, and it's got a little canvas cover. It can also be used for carrying all my camping stuff when I go away tent camping, and as you can see I fabricated a little rack from 11 gauge 20mm box steel, some racks, and I'll gradually turn that into a proper canoe rack. This is Purau Bay in Diamond Harbour, Banks Peninsula, and it's a nice day, early in the morning, no people on the beach, and the tide is coming in, so it's probably about 10 o'clock in the morning, and a very gentle onshore breeze. It's February, and so it's peak summer, hence everything is as dry as a bone. Just around there is a walking track that walks around to Diamond Harbour, Church Bay. It's about 15-20 kilometres long, and a good walk back. In the distance there, just to the right of the telegraph pole, you can see a sharp peak. That is called the Monument, and it's just to about 10 kilometres to the left of Mount Herbert, where I normally go hiking, and there's also some hills there that are good for hiking, and that goes over to Port Levy, which is where I'll take the canoe again. This is the canoe after I've grabbed it off of the trailer. Just portaged it down to the beach, dropped it down. Got the hang of getting it off the trailer now. All I've done is just bought my day pack. This is my fishing pack. Mountain Smith day pack, by the way. It's got the little harness on the back, and you can see underneath my fishing rod, which I haven't used, but it's always attached to the pack. Inside I've just got food and water, and I've got a life jacket there, which has got a water bladder in the back as well for drinking. So this was my shakedown cruise, so to speak. We tried it in a stream yesterday and paddled around a bit, and had a bit of an experiment, and I thought I'd bring it down today. So basically what it is, I paddled out on the water, and I saw that the in breeze sitting right at the back of the canoe, lifting the bow up, was a bit of fun, but every time the wind blew sideways it turned the canoe round. So I soon figured out I needed to go forward a bit, and paddled around quite a lot. It looks really weird because you don't think you're moving very fast and you're wailing away on the paddle, but you actually are shifting, and a jet ski came past, and the old bow was bouncing over the waves with a bit of pace, so that was a bit of fun. Side rocker, so side on to the waves coming in. You just get a little wiggle in your hip if you're not sort of like thinking about it. It can just put the frighteners on a bit, you think you're going to tip over, but it just basically flicks sideways and back again, and as long as you keep your chin up and upper body up straight. Exactly the same technique for riding a motorcycle or a skateboard. Chin up, chest out, and you get your balance. So I've paddled maybe about a kilometre or two, just over, gentle paddle, and this was an old jetty that I had a bit of a float around in. Not sure what that is on the screen. I think it's a bug. It's sort of like I dropped the GoPro on the deck of the canoe, and it mysteriously appeared, and obviously is rather annoying. There's a rock just there to my left. From a distance it kind of looked like a shark fin, but it's really just a rock. And wanted to have a look around here for some fishing spots. Now there are little herring swimming around. You probably can't see them in the water, but every now and again one just jumps out, and that's kind of what I like fishing for in the sea. And also there's in the deeper water there's cod, generally red cod with the occasional blue cod. Yeah, so this was really a bit of an experiment. I pushed my bag forward a little bit after a while. Every time I swapped the paddle over, I was dripping water on it. So I'll probably get myself a little, I don't know, either a canoe bag or maybe even just a plastic box with a lid on it, so I can dump stuff in there and pull things out. Ultimately this is going to turn into more of a fishing canoe than it is a camping canoe, but I want to be able to do both. In the sea I've got to stick some bladders in it, either end, a little bit of mesh over the top, cargo mesh, or maybe I'll just string something up, and various brackets and attachments. Also thinking about putting in a little electric propeller engine, maybe a 30-pound thrust one. Biggest issue for me is going to be wind. Here in Canterbury, New Zealand, we get the wind to come off of Australia, and by the time it comes over the mountains and is dried out, it is really very, very strong nor'wester, and it will push you around. It'll easily push a motorcycle around driving on the road. So a canoe, I think paddling it would be a little bit dangerous. So if you do get stuck, switch the engine on. Had the GoPro sitting on my lap for a while, ended up shoving it in the front of my life jacket, and so it's fogged up the screen, so I'll have to work on that as well. And you can see just in the picture there that was briefly, there's a couple of people taking their horses out for a swim. Horses seem to be quite enjoying it. And I didn't go in closer to shore because by this time of day it was getting on towards lunchtime. The temperature was well over 35 degrees Celsius by now, and there were quite a lot of people coming down onto the beach. So I just wanted to stay away from them. Over this side, there was a jetty where everybody launches their boats from, so I just wanted to paddle around and take a little bit of a look. On the right hand side there's just behind those bits of scrub before the pine trees is the main road and a walking track all along there, and I just had a leisurely paddle back. Ignore that technique. I was being lazy and just messing around with the paddle. And then you can see. So here I am thinking the water's really, really, really deep, and the chap comes wandering out quite a long way, and it's only up to his waist. So there you go. And then I just basically just drove the boat in onto the shore, walked out the end of it, and grabbed it, dragged it up the slope, and just behind the white van there is my car and my trailer. And young lass helped me chuck the canoe onto the back of a trailer.